Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, James, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good, man. With the off-season being as unusual as it was and you being away so much, how much did you have to take it upon yourself to work on the things they wanted to see from you as a staff as far as mechanics and preparing for the season?
A lot. You have to hone in, be responsible, be committed to the things that you're doing outside of here without the coaches around, without the extra help, the extra push. So you got to be real responsible and make sure you're doing the things that prepare you for the season. Next will be Ira from Warchant.
Hey, James. When we spoke to Andrew yesterday, Baselli, he said that this offense is pretty complicated, especially compared to what you guys did last year. At what point did you start feeling like you really got it, and how far have you come from the spring in that area?
Man, I feel like we're doing a good job. We're making some tremendous strides, but man, it's just coming and get better every day, being better than the day before. So I have a long way to go. We put in a lot of work, but we still have a long way to go, and I just focus on getting better each and every day. Understanding the offense a lot more, understanding the reads, the checks, how to put people in position, knowing where they have to go. So we just got to really hone into the details, and I feel like we've been doing a good job, but still got a long way to go. Next is going to be Kurt from Democrat.
Hey, James. I know it's been a weird offseason, and mostly apart, which kind of makes it difficult. But from your kind of time around the coaching staff, the couple practices you've had in the spring and now, has there been an area of the game where you've kind of seen the new coaching staff help you grow the most?
Most definitely. Just the mental aspect, just knowing what the defense want to take away from us, knowing how they're going to take away from us, and the things they don't want us to do, and a certain type of defense they run, and why they run a certain type of defense that they do run. It's just been a great learning experience, and I'm falling in love with it because you can feel yourself gaining more knowledge as the days go on. That will be Terry from Tamarion Johnson.
Hey, James, kind of going off what Kurt was talking about. Yesterday in the video, we saw you kind of tighten up your throwing motion. Is there anything specifically that you've been working on?
Honestly, just trying to keep that back elbow tight while I got the ball seated back, but really just doing the things that Coach Dillingham see. He tweaked me a little bit, and I just do what he asked me.
Hey, James, what have you seen from the younger quarterbacks, especially Chubba, since he just got here? And how far has Tate and Jordan come since the spring?
Man, those guys are doing a tremendous job. They're so eager to learn. They always asking questions. They always coming to me and asking questions. I just feel like I can see myself in them back when I was a freshman, just going through the process, just now getting here and just falling in love with the game. You can tell they're very passionate about the game, about learning the game, and it's going to pay off in the end because they're great players, and it'll be able to show just from them learning and honing in and focusing on the details and just learning as they go. Next will be Dean from Warchant.
Hey, James. You obviously had a long off season with a lot of downtime. How did you utilize that time? And specifically, did you look at more film? And if you did, like, did you study old film of yours? Did you study Memphis film, or what did you dedicate that time towards?
Honestly, man, we've been in these Zoom meetings and we've been really getting after it. So it was a constant just meeting every day with the coaches on Zoom, just trying to figure out and get a better understanding of the offense. So when on your downtime, you go in there and put in extra work by watching film, seeing the scheme, understanding the scheme, and doing everything you can to put yourself ahead before we got back into this point. So it was just going to work every day for me, working out, making sure I stayed in shape, and just keeping everything intact.
You talked about the freshmen. I'm sure it helps everybody to kind of start first couple practices this way. We're splitting in the morning afternoon to make it more individualized attention for everybody. But I would say you're probably excited to kind of get those freshmen in the same practices, get y'all all together so you can kind of go head to head like that?
Man, honestly, man, I just love to see those guys perform and see those guys progress. And I know as much game as I can give them, it helps me grow. It helps my game get better. It helps me focus a lot more. So I love to be around those guys and the way their personalities are. So it's been a great experience, and I can't wait to get back on the field with them in the next couple of days when we come out all together as a full group, and it'll be real fun. It'll be real fun. All right, go back to Ira.
And James, I want to ask you about Tamorrion, and he's put on some weight. He says he still feels like he's as fast as he ever was. What have you seen from him now that he's bulked up a little bit more?
That's the same scary T. He don't change. Scary T does not change. He's been putting in a lot of work. As you can tell, he's been putting on a lot of weight. That just can tell how determined he is going into this season and how motivated he is. It's a lot out there left on the table for Florida State football right now, and you see guys putting in that extra work and trying to be able to achieve the goals that we have set ahead of us.
Looking at the running backs you're working with, it's a room that looks pretty different from last year in terms of the guys in there. How impressed have you been with really all those guys? Are you seeing a lot of guys who could kind of step into roles right away?
No doubt. That running back room is so blessed. It's so many great. We just have so many great talents in that running back room, and you can just see it from each and every one of them. I like to call Lil Ware. I call him Mari Jones Drew because he's so small. He reminds me of Mari Jones Drew. But those guys have been doing a tremendous job just focusing and honing in and learning the offense like everyone else. And like I said, don't blink.
Hey, James, you are now, if my count is correct, your fourth different offense, your fourth different coordinator. The fact that you've been through this so many times, the change, does it actually make it easier that you have to relearn things because you've been through it before?
Honestly, Coach Norvell don't make anything easy. So it's just being able to be consistent every day. And that's what I like about it. Even though I've been through 4 offenses, it really don't mean nothing. You learn from what you learned with the first offense, but every offense is really different. You have your own calls, you have different checks you have to make, so you really have to lock in, even though you have some experience and you use that with your journey, but you actually have to put in the work, go over the playbook, study extra hours, and be able to execute when it's time to come on the field.
It's only been 2 days, but who have been some of your favorite new guys to throw to? Like anybody just making it really easy to catch some of those balls?
I honestly don't have one favorite. I can't just call out one guy because everybody is putting in a tremendous job. I mean, doing a tremendous job and putting in work and learning the offense. But those guys are showing up. One guy that really did stand out to me is Carter Boatwright. He's really been coming and showing up and playing real good.
James, did you guys, and I know you guys couldn't get out in big groups because of the social distancing stuff, but how often were you able to get out with the receivers and the running backs on your own, during the summer just to work on timing and throwing and things like that?
We had a plan implemented like 2 days out the week. We'll do, after we did our drills in the morning, we'll throw right after so we can be good on timing and be ready for when this time came around. So we've been putting in the work during the summer, doing player-led practices and getting it in so we can be on time, on point, and be very sharp.
James, I want to ask you, have you talked to some of the players about the self-policing aspect of obviously social distancing? In a couple of weeks, students are going to be on campus. There's going to be a lot of temptation to go out, do it, but you guys should normally be able to do, but now there's a big risk when you do that. I mean, if you sat down with Marvin, some of the other leaders, and say, hey, we need to self-police these guys ourselves.
I feel like everyone on the team understands what kind of risk they're putting themselves and everybody else on the team, everyone else's families. So I feel like we've been doing a great job of just staying to ourselves, leaving the practice facility, going home, and not being in big groups, going out and things of that nature. We really didn't have no problems with that, and we've been doing a tremendous job. So I feel like as long as we be consistent with it, we'll be all right. Thank you, guys.